Hello, this is Victor starting here live very early on Saturday afternoon. So, yeah, it's quite an unusual time for me to do a live. But yeah, I'm alone at home. I decided that maybe it's a good time to do the live and see if some people can join me painting tonight. So, just let me put because I forgot to put the music and I would like to put some music as well. So, we're going to add some music here so we can enjoy. So let me see. I will check. Yeah, you have to use the YouTube music. I don't want to have problems. Okay, interesting. No, let's put it in the queue. Yeah, this is not the fastest computer that you can imagine. And I put the wrong music. So I put the wrong music. This is not my music. This is my music. Adding some music. Let's see if it's starting. Ah, let's move the volume down. But I think I have a saved. Okay. I'm just trying to find. Just give me a minute. I will try to do it in a different way. I have a. Sorry, I'm trying to. Let's see if this is working. Okay, does not want to work. No. Okay, should work now. The music should arrive to you. Sorry, this. So we should with to avoid that the music is double. And now I'm going to check that everything is working well. I'm going to check the time in YouTube as well. So just to be sure that everything is working correctly, and then we can start painting. Yeah, it seems that I'm here in live, so should be okay. Should be okay now. So yeah, I'm here live. So I will just put this. So thanks a lot, anyone that is joining. I want to thank you in advance. And yes, if you're joining, please just give a comment. I'm going to put my super magnifier glasses and I will just remove myself. You don't need to see me. You just need to see the miniature. So we're going to be painting the warband of Skavens from the Nether Maze. I already finished these guys, the skeletons, and a video will come soon. I will put soon a video on how I paint these guys. So I'm quite happy how they are. How this is the one I use for the video. So I'm quite happy how they look like. I went for a fast, easy paint job that it's not taking more maybe than an hour for me to. I know it's maybe a lot for some people, but it's quite fast for me. Now we are going to be painting this cabin. So what I have done up to now, it's I'm painting them. I will paint them in a very dark blue, almost black. Okay. And what I do is I use the contrast paint, ultramarine blue, and then I do a wash with black. And this is the color that you see here on the hood. Now I realize that this is the rear of this cabin. So just cleaning here and there now before doing all the highlights. And so we are going to do to finalize my objective to finalize this cabin and to have a good progress on another one. Okay, this one here. These are the ones that we'll be painting tonight. Maybe I will jump as well to this one. So these are the cabins that we'll be painting. Okay, and I'm also preparing a tutorial. The next tutorial will be on this guy. I was asked if I can do a tutorial on him, so here it comes. So the next tutorial is going to be on this boss from the Curse City. Okay, so let's, and then I'm keeping this guy unpainted because I will do a tutorial on him. Okay, so this guy will be the guy I will use for a tutorial as well. So a lot of tutorials coming, and I hope you're enjoying them. And I think I will see if I finalize this was on terrain. No, I don't know. I have a lot of time this afternoon, so and I think I will be able to do some progress. I'm going to paint now. I like to paint the Skaven eyes in red. So it seems that the Horus Heresy, it's around the corner, right? It's almost here. I don't think I will invest on the box. I'm playing too many games, and I'm not thinking to go to another game. I will keep painting. I still have some Horus Heresy miniatures from the Betrayal of Khal and from the Betrayal of Khal and Prospero Bonds. So I will paint them. And maybe I will buy the books. I don't know. I'm not sure about the Horus Heresy because it's too many games that I'm involved. And to be fair, I don't have time to play that many games. Here I want to shade around the eye. I really want that the thing that is popping out of the here is the eye. Hi, Critical Focus channel. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for joining. I'm glad you can join. Yes. I cannot talk and do this. I need to almost keep my breath when I'm trying to do these very tiny highlights on the eyes. I need to put some useless flesh on my palette. Yeah. Where are you from? Here in Belgium, where I'm broadcasting now, is about 5 in the afternoon. And just put a little bit of flesh here. Not easy to do this hidden eyes. I'm thinking I will leave them very dark at the end. I think I will leave them in brown colors. It will make more sense because there is all the shade, so it makes no sense to have a highlighted color there. I think I will go dark brown directly. I will go to my original idea. And just use the highlight in yellow. And we can start highlighting the skin and shading the skin. So I will need this, and I will use this color. And we'll take boom and slow to do the deep shapes on the scavens. So I'm going to start here. I want to keep their skin quite pale. So I don't expect them to be very exposed to the sun. This is what you use again, Rhino Sky, to separate the teeth. I will use brown. Yeah, the paint here is going quite fast. No. Noise why I use Bookman too low. I will put this quite thin. And then the teeth, I will use royal yellow. That is very yellow. It's very light yellow. And now I will take like an ochre color, Tayarsan. Like that. And now I will do not try to separate the two teeth. You want to create this definition at the end. Let's keep working on the skin. For example, here, that the contrast did not work, but now I'm going to put Bookman flow. I will use Bookman glow to separate between the musculature in some places. And you want to use it especially here to the contrast paint will have the problem. They will show very easily where you have parts joining and so on. So you will need to work on these areas with layers and other paints to simulate the joints, the union of two pieces. That is what we are doing here. And we are going to do the same on this side. So we have this big crevasse, this, and now we're going to take Hitler's flange, and later on we're going to light I need to thin out a little bit more my paints. So I start with normal Bookman glow, and then I use the Kislev flash to do the transition to the top. So we have some hair. So this is quite You have a lot of textures in these skins because you have the fur. So we're working having a nice transition. Yeah, what I want to do is to make it smaller. The passes have boom and glow to narrow it to the recess. Then what we do is we will use the well the I forgot the name now, the plate one flash to always the last highlight. This column, and I also have here forward black, so I can redo in case I'm going a little bit over. Put a bit more forward black. Here, here, and then doing the last highlight. So yesterday I went to watch Doctor Strange. It was not too bad. I enjoyed one with my kids. I really enjoy the Marvel films. Now let's do the other arm. Here we have these little guys have a lot of details. Huh? They have bandages everywhere, fur, clothes. So you have to take your time on these little guys. And this is one of the smaller ones. the wild one. You have a lot of textures on this experiment. I mean, really, they have some interesting details. I look a lot. I look at a lot the other one that I want to paint today, the one with the cave, because it's having cages with rats and so on, so it's quite interesting. Let me see if that is full that I missed the first time. Just writing some of the food and that. Here on feast. And use the flavor flash. The one. We want to highlight the upper part of the musculature. Okay, it's very messy. I think I will do this more like a square than today. Like things like that. Looks very weird, but we have to do like that. And if you're joining, don't hesitate to drop your question, and I will try to answer. So I always can do small tutorials in the lines if you have questions to show you, to help you on your painting journey. Yeah, the main purpose is to help you. Let's have a little bit of chatting. So you can see, I like to spend some time on the Skaven skin. Especially there's one that have a lot of Skaven, a lot of skin exposed. As I think there we are going to do something different. So there will be, we're going to use a different technique. Here I'm using, just as you can see, a mixture of layering and blending. So now we can go to the legs. But sometimes I'm painting, it's easier for me to paint them out of the handle. This is why I remove it. For the nails, I will put first PG88. Maybe we'll use first English paint to make the, and then we will highlight them. If you want to know how the base was done, it was done with first a layer over white prime of Dwarf Charger. This was put on the base. Then I did a wash with the green color, and then I wash with the Earthshade. This is this very interesting tonality between green and greenish that I think it's very interesting for the Skavens, for this type of underground rocks, underground stone floor. Oops. So the war bikes I was painting for Essex Boy are already on the way to Flint to Essex. So I hope there are no problems on this delivery. So I also hope that he likes what he sees when they arrive to him. It was a little fun project to do these bikes. Let's put some. That. No, movement slow again. And maybe after some of the shades. Oh, eventually the shape if that is not existing. Okay, that's in full. Okay, have to. I'm going to do now. I'm going to take Vachi Violet. And we're going to apply this on the tail. I like to give this tint, this purple tint on the tail. I think it's a very interesting touch on the scalings. I will wait that this dies. I don't want to touch the tile by mistake. And we're going to come back to this guy. Here we have the other guy. Ropes. Have the net. A lot of different things in this guy. We have to move the whites. The net. I'm going to do the black, the Nuln Oil wash on the clothes of this guy. You can see I have a green cape and blue clothes. So I want them to look different. So I'm going to now wash them with Nuln Oil to make them even darker. What the purpose is that the clothes are almost black with the highlights on different tonalities in greens and blues and grays, depending on the piece of equipment or the piece of clothes. This guy have a lot of little details that you want to pay some attention later on. So just apply this generic wash to make this close to look dark. Here we need to go for a coffee and I need some more tissue. Just 1 minute preparing a coffee. Yeah, I'm back with my coffee. We need to. Espresso. Ready to continue? So, I'm hesitating how to do armor parts because we can do them like metal or like hard on dark hardened leather. I think I will do them in black. I think I will highlight them in black. So I'm going to take. I'm going to use the Corvus black that I already have. I'm going to use Skaven bright ding. I'm going to use different tones of gray, and I'm going to highlight all the leather parts. And the metal parts, I will assume that they are painted in black. Okay. So then we can add some scratches later on in metallics. But they want to ambush the enemy, so I'm assuming they will have the armor painted in black to make them less visible. And then so I don't expect they will go under the sun. And the only part I'm going to take some iron breaker. The only part I will put some metal is here that you have a scratch. And I will make this scratch in metal. Like that. And I will do as well the rivets in metal because I assume the rivets will have more friction and the paint is rub off much easier. Here I can do bring the highlight. And then the edge highlight in silver to show a little bit the weathering of the armor. There are some places here and there where you think the armor can be damaged or can be rubbing other parts, right? And creating this. Then we're going to paint the blades as well. Now that we have the iron breaker here, I'm going to paint this blade. We're going to paint the knife. there. And you want to paint as well. Very curious weapon. I don't know how useful this weapon will be. And then here I realize I just make a huge mistake. Putting some silver paint on my tool. Nothing that cannot be. Okay. Then I have another question. These spikes, are these mutations? I will assume these are mutations of the Skaven. And I will make them like bone mutation. Remember, the Skavens are part of the Chaos Pantheon. They can be mutated as the other Chaos. Just taking a candy. Now I'm going to continue with the black. And some additional highlights on the black. We want to do the same on the black belts. Okay, we use mainly downstone, and we are going to highlight them. that. Yeah. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some scratches on the ladder. You can see I try to go very thin. Ya vamos ahí. As well, belt. This one here. And these things I have no clue what they are. They look like. I don't know what these things are. That holding on them. I will take again Iron Breaker. Ones are like small weapons. I don't know what this is. I think I will then look at it there. Maybe throwing stars? I don't know. But this looks right to me. But these things here, I have no clue what we are. I will paint it like a small blade. Sometimes it's difficult to understand what they try to do, what were they were trying to share at them. Now I'm going to paint the names. I'm going to use some Icy Desert. I forgot another part that should be. That. No. I need to take. one place to highlight this. I don't know if it's a bandage. I think it's a bandage that goes like that. There we are. I'm going to use this. To highlight these blisters. Two. Highlight a little more. Careless. It's interesting that paints are drying so fast in the wet palette. Keep moisturizing it. Here the weather is not still that dry, so it's interesting to see that. I don't know why it's drying so fast. Adding water. Just adding a little bit more highlights on skin. Was not 100% happy for what looking like on this look here. Something like that. Let's highlight the blue, and then to highlight the blue, I'm going to use Cantor Blue. Something to help me to steer it. I see it's in really bad shape. Now I will need to open a new one. I think I will be able to put some my palette. Even when it's like that, if you moisture the paint, most of the times you can keep using it if it's not completely dry. I will have enough paint or not. I know what I need to really shake it well. Make sure that it's more. I have stirring, but I don't want to use it while I'm live. Then I'm going to take as well Calidor Sky. This one should be in much better shape. I've not been using too many blues recently. This is the reason why my blues are not in that. I need to add some water there. And then finally, just in case I need it, I will put some Lochen Blue. again, I think this one. So yeah, as you can see, sometimes you need to work on the paints. Because they are not, these are quite old ones. And are not in the best shape. But I will be able to use it in case I have out of points. Normally I have, for these paints, I have a fresh pot, but I try to use it as much as I can. And you can still use it. This is the main problem I find with the pots from Games Workshop. So I will start first with Panther Blue. We need to add some water, of course. Okay, we need to add some water as well. This brush. So you need to really think, be careful when you're using these paints that are not in the best shape, because this can damage your. You need to thin them down to be sure that they are a good shape. So yeah. Now we should be able to use it. So I will start first with the from Calidor Blue. It's quite thin, so I don't want to highlight too much the beginning. Then you just use very little of the Lothar Blue. to some of the most extreme highlights. If needed, I have Corvus Black. Through the shades. To bring it back to more black tone. There we go. Now we are going to. I don't want to make it too blue, make it too light. I want to keep it overall quite dark. Okay. Layers. Put it in the front. Just to be sure. Hi, Caleb. Good day. Sorry, I was focused on the painting and I was not paying too much attention to the chat. Yeah, I'm doing very well. And yeah, I hope you're doing well as well. So today I was quite early doing the live. So I'm painting these Skavens from the Warhammer Underworlds. This is the Eshin Warband for Warhammer Underworlds. Very nice Warband, by the way. And I'm painting now one of the little minions of the Warband. almost finalizing this one, and then we are going to go for another one. So I finalize. I guess maybe you have seen as well the video. I finalize the war vibes. And I finalize the skeletons I was painting. So the next project is this warband. Tomorrow I will upload. Sorry, I was not able to put too many videos these days. Tomorrow I'm planning to upload a tutorial on how I did the skeletons from the first city. Okay, I think now should be okay. Let's do this thing here. No. Quite happy how this guy is looking like now. I need to highlight a little bit of this. Yeah. I think no, it's okay. No, the only question is if I need to highlight another pool. Just one moment. There was too much water there. I wanted to avoid the colors mix. Yeah. What I'm going to do now, I wanted to give a green tint to the blades, so I'm going to use this color. This is the All Glaze online workshop. You can also use the contrast. Now this one will give this a green tint. Really nice. Because I guess these knives are quite poison. Here we go. No wait. Blue. I will need oil now. Let me just place it in the wrong place and I cannot find it. Like this. I think now I will wait that all this device and then I will come back to see if I need to do additional highlights or not. Okay, so let's change a little bit. I wait this device. Okay, we have the other Skaven I was talking about. So this is the one running with the cape. This one. We are going to use now Black Templar. So at least I achieved the goal of painting one miniature during the live show. Let's see if we can do the stretch goal and finish this second. But this one have more details than the other one. I think this is like American Fist. It has a cage with some rats here. All the parts that I want them to be metallic, I also paint them in with the Black Templar first. You can see a couple of potions. These are ropes. Okay. These are the brass one. And this guy, if you want it, you can use it as well as a gutter runner in Blue Ball. Eh? You only have to remove the net. Maybe the weapon is too big. But it can be also a very nice gutter runner on Blue Ball. Okay. Now I'm going to use Zygor Brown and Wildwood Brown to do the cage where there are the small rats there. So it's wood with some a metallic grid for the door. So I will paint it mainly wood, and then I will do the metallic on top of this brown. So I will paint it all round. Later on we are going to do the tails. In flesh color. I really want to start using them on Warhammer in my games of Warhammer Underworlds. I'm not sure I will be on time for Wednesday. To have him on the table. Because I want to do tutorial on one of them. But I think in the other Wednesday I should be able to play him. Sometimes it's too intense, this color. I just want to use a little intensity. Now it's time to use Zygor Brown. I will keep darker fur for this guy. Let's go. There is my Zygor Brown is here. You will have dark fur. I also like a lot the expression on the face of this rat. I think the sculptor of this rat did a really good job. Curious that have fur there, but not here. I would expect to have fur there. I think I have covered all the fur. Let's see, I left the gap there. Not a little, that is the thing that I want to hold there. And I'm going to do this quick because let's wait at all this device before doing any further step here. And we can go back to our little rat. I will remove it from the base. This. So this code looks like now. The only open question if I need to do, I will do some little highlights in the fur. So I will use Scrag Brown. I think it's this one that we have there, but I will put a little fresh paint. I think it's too light. I will add the ochre. I have still sprays. And here is this type of things that you can almost do as a dry brushing. The problem is we have so many things around that it's very easy to mess up. So instead of doing dry brushing, I will try to go a little bit hair by hair with a lot of passion. You don't need to do all the hair, of course. The good thing is this was just Gotha Brown, eh? No Gotha Brown, sorry. Gorgunter Brown, this is called. So this was just one of the contrast paints. This was Gorgunta brown applied very thin, and it's giving you almost the full tone. So just because I'm a little bit picky, and I want to clean up and add some additional highlight, but almost with a Gorgunta layer, I will say of the contrast paints, the browns are the best. I'm really happy with the contrast paints. I think if you use them, it's like Violeta is a super good contrast paint. But even the yellow give you very good result. What is key is to have the surface where you're going to apply the contrast very clean. Because they are translucent, right? If you have the surface where you want to apply the contrast, you have my mistake. There are other colors from the previous layer or from the next colors, then it's not going to look great, right? So you need to ensure that it's clean. There we go. And now this guy is ready to kill the enemies of the horn rat. The hornet rat. I mean. So we just do the rip now. On this one, I will do the rim in Corvus Black. Okay, 2 layers, you can see. I will need a second layer of Corvus Black. Corvus Black is not a really black, it's more a gray. So the other option is to use Abaddon Black. Let's wait that is nice, and then we're going to do a second layer, and we have the first rat painted. Let's put it here. So let's go back to the green caped rat. Let me check how long I've been streaming. Been streaming for 1 hour 40 minutes. Yeah, we can continue. So let's go to this right now. We can do the red eyes. I like to start with cornbread. I will start with Rhinoskype to do everything, including because you want to the eye to pop up, so you want all the around, everything around the eye to be dark. And it's easier if you do everything brown at the beginning. As you see here, it's going to be easier then to do the red in the middle. Okay. And what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to create a separation between the teeth and the lip. Now we are going to take XV88. I'm waiting that the eyes are drying. From the eyes are drying. I'm going to do teeth first. XV88. Now we use Flake White Flash. And now we will wait that this dries. And then we're going to paint the eyes. We go with intense red. Mephiston red is the red I like it. And then I'm using yellow. So this is more reflection. Like that. Perfect. This is right. Now we can apply another layer of you can see it's very thin, so we can play with it to remove a little bit if I see that it's too intense. And now it's time to highlight the skin as we have done at the beginning of the show with the other Skaven. So one thing we can do is add a little bit of blue under the, like making eye bags. So you can, it's the blue, I mean, I call it blue, but you can use the one from recent gray. Very little. It will look very exaggerated at the beginning because we are going to glaze it later on. Now we use a little bit of Islet flesh. You just want to leave very little tint of this blue. That's just like a, it's almost an insinuation, right? Is enough to give this sensation. Now these teeth, instead of going with, I will make them in a little bit of white. Because it's more the reflection, what you're showing there, than really the whiteness of the teeth. And the rest, you want the rest of the mouth, you want to keep them black or very dark brown. Yeah, at the top, I want to put some kismet, especially to hide this screw connection. The thing you have to be careful on the contrast is that will pop up all the details, but as well all the defects. So if there is any assembly defect, something that you have not done up correctly, it will be very visible with the contrast paints. So you need to, by painting, to dissimulate it, or like repair any of these things before I start painting. So I was impatient to start painting it. I did not pay as attention as I should on some of these assembly things. So now with the painting, I'm trying to hide all these small defects. You can see now it's not visible anymore on the head. Just highlighting the hand a little bit. At the bottom, the white went too heavy. So we need to clean up a little bit. Although this part is not visible, I like to also clean it up and do a nice finishing. So if we're using first Boom and Glow, as we have done on the other Steven, and then adding Kislev Flash to highlight. To make the skin look less dark, right? I'm going for a pale skin. But there at the bottom, I will never use the Flake One Flash. Need to add some more Flake One Flash on my palette. Yes. Here. Very little glow. Getting the other side. And then we use Flake One Flash. Yeah, I'm quite happy how the musculature looks like. Hand. No? Yeah, no, we take those. Yeah. Again, that place where the contest didn't work well. Sometimes if there is some grease on your finger, something like that, the contest can fail getting this pass. So you will need to know how to repair or to redo this pass. What I'm doing now. I think I will wait for this rise, and in the meantime I will paint the rope. So the rope I will paint in Sanadi area. Here. I will not do it yet around the bottle because I want to paint the bottles first. There is a belt, so that I will paint in black. Now I make a small mistake there. I will correct with the Canter blue. paint the bottles in white. I will make them as green glass. Yeah, I had to put a lot of glue to hide that gap that was there. This is why it looks shiny. There we go. No, I would use the black because there is this thing like that. There is another one. I know that this was not existing in the past. These things that where we pass the belt through, it's quite a modern invent. But and we should put this on miniatures, and this is a fantasy, right? So maybe it was existing in the fantasy world. Okay. Let's do the earrings, and I will do them in gold. He's a rich guy. And I will use Retributor armor. Or maybe it's not gold, it's just bronze, but he thinks it's gold. Or more likely he knows that it's not gold, but he does not care. Now let's take again Ironbreaker. Let's do I will do this thing. this weird, very weird ninja star. Ah, I know what is. I know I get. It's the poison what is going back. So it's a poison ninja star. I don't like when they put the poison like that. I will paint everything silver. Then I will do the poison. I'm going to do the grid. The width of the cage can be very good, right? I think I will make it look like wood. The width of the. So I will do first this piece. The other things I will leave them in black. As I will do like in the other guy, I will assume that they are painted in black. And then we need to do the hooks in the net. Okay. And I have to go back to the skin because I forgot here this part here. And this is one of the advantages of the wet palette. Is that you can come back to previous layers. Everything is yeah, you have all the colors wet in the palette, right? So let's the bottles I think I will paint them in green colors. And I will start with the white lining. Good. Hi, Regis. So let me see if I understand you. I struggle with picking colors. How do you choose other than normal colors for bows and wood armor and such? It depends. What depends a lot on the miniature, of course. But for bows, I use a lot I like a lot. For example, if you want to go for light wood, so for light wood, I like to use a lot this one, Snakebite leather. I use it in the crossbows and some other wood. And in the past, I was using XV88 with a brown wash. And then for bark or dark, yeah, for wood things, and I like to use a lot the white wood contrast paint. I think it's a great color to make wood. And then I like to I do highlight this color with Baneblade Brown. But all depends how you want to go. Or Dryad Bark was another color I used a lot in the past. I'm not sure I understand your question well. So please leave it in the comments if I answer. So these two combine very nicely to do some and then do some wood. I really like them. I don't know if I have some wood things here that I can. For example, yeah, these ones. I also I don't know what color, so it all depends. This one is leather, it's not wood. This is the I don't have wood on these ladies. Um, if you want, if you can be a little bit more concrete on the question, so I can help you better. So I'm not sure if I have helped, if I answered your question or not, because yeah, this is so the struggle is so what yeah, I understand what you mean now. I think the problem is to choose to pick up the colors when you're painting a miniature in a way that they are combining correctly the different colors and does not look too yeah, it does not look like a claw. I mean, like does not look too crazy in colors. Um, Normally, what I try to do, I think what is the color that you want to use for your miniature, and then just use a second color that can don't use more than two colors for the main color scheme at the beginning. Okay, that they are different pieces of clothes does not mean that they have to be different color. Um, then the other option is you need to think about there is a little bit of color theory. So for example, here I went with two colors that are very close, but I want all to look very dark. But for example, you have to understand the color wheel, what are the complementary colors and what are not. So how to say this in a way? Yeah, this was so normally what the first thing I do is I do like so for example you can see here in this scheme, right, on this one, this is a color that I just created for my Blue Pool team. I just wanted to go for one main driving color that is orange, And then I use black as a secondary color for the color scheme. I did not want to go too crazy with too many different colors. Then you can see I did not want to go very far from orange. I use yellow. Okay, if you want this really to pop up a lot, you go for purple. That is a complementary of that, and then you will have two colors that are very contrasting. I will not recommend to go more than two colors, and then you always can use black, grays, and browns as a support colors. Okay, black, grays, and browns are colorless in a way, so they can always be used as a color that will not add too much, will not create too many contrast, right? So when I have too many colors on a miniature and I don't want to add more colors, normally I go for a brown or a black. It's a color that it's neutral, gray. So, but I think the best is to start with most two colors. For example, here this guy, like if you want the cape to stand a lot, you can go red. That will be very complementary to the blue, right? Will be a little bit like Superman, but yeah. Or you can go for a white coat. White is also a neutral color that it's can add, and it's not adding too much fast to the overall. So I will say use mainly two colors, plus then complement all the other things with a neutral color. You can see here I have a lot of colors, but I play a lot with the greens, right? I play with different green tonalities. I also have green on the base, and then the clothes are blue, like this guy here. Okay, it's mainly the blue and the black. You can see, and then the green, I have it as a reflection everywhere on the base, so the green will be very present on all my Skavens, but mainly as a driving color. So it's one of the things that is the maybe one, and sometimes I still struggle from time to time when you want to do a new color design. Think which color, first thing a color that you want to be the driving color, right? Then think a color, if you want a contrasting color, a complementary color, so a color that is on the other side of the color wheel. And if you want a matching color that is not contrasting too much, that then look for a neighbor color. And with these two colors, try to create your color scheme. If you want to go more, in a more challenging way, you can try to use three colors, but I will recommend to start with mainly one driving color and a complementary color. So I hope this is helping. Let me know if you have any other question. I will be very glad to answer. Here we have a no. Here, let's take this and see if this is working. Mine. And I go as well over the blade because this wind poison should be everywhere. I will do a second layer later. I will let you dry this thing. And then here we have another Skaven. I really love this guy. I love all these warbands, so I keep saying that, but I love all these warbands. This one we can. So the colors, as you can see, the vote I took, the color was already started. So I use the dark oud color for the skin on this Skaven. It is my starting point. And the dark coat normally is the lighter skin color of the contrast paints. And I go over the fur because the fur I will do it later on with the brown over the skin. And we start with a quite window to paint the bandage. But I failed here because I don't know if I failed or not, or it's a mistake. And as you can see, I normally do the bases before painting the guy on these cases. You guys have lost a finger? No, it's bended to the back. Oh, he has a blade under the chin. I like a lot these methods because you discover details when you paint them that you have not seen before. Like having a blade under the chin. I don't know if this is very safe, to be fair. It's as dangerous for him as for the enemies. But I think he is my favorite miniature now in this warband. The challenging thing on this method is in the assembly. There are some joints that are very difficult to avoid. Some joint parts that are very visible. And now to put on the 10. Okay. I think this guy, I will do it. Blue and red, and not red, but black hood. I'm going to use first. This how I do the blue, so it's the Ultramar blue, the starting blue that they're using on these cabins. But I will do the hood in pure black, so I will use black template on the hood. Now I'm thinking, what is this thing? Some random things around. Oh, I didn't touch the tail vein. Miracle. Hi Essex, good afternoon. Hi Clint. Glad that you have finished earlier. So I hope everything is going well, Clint. I guess you have seen my message that the war bikes are on your way. Yeah, I'm glad that you like them. So you will, yeah, shoot. I guess should arrive next week. So the week we are entering. So I think should arrive this week. Unless in the customs they block them. But I don't think so. Yeah, I know the feeling of being too busy that you cannot even answer messages and you are really focused on the work. I know that. I think the following week I'm going to be quite busy as well. So I just wanted to finalize the work before I was also my work was hitting me. And now I'm painting this warband for Warhammer Underworlds. Yeah, these are some of my favorites Skaven so far. I've been collecting Skaven since the 90s. I started in Warhammer Fantasy collecting Skavens. It's my main fantasy, is the faction in fantasy that I always love it. So I'm really enjoying painting these guys. So it's a warband of 5 Skaven. From the Eshin clan, the assassins. So I already finalized one at the beginning of the session today. That's the one it's done, one of the little minions. And this is the other one I'm also painting. I'm alternating because sometimes I need to wait that the previous paint is drying. So now I'm going to apply one thing I like to do a lot on the tails of these guys, applying some Drachi Violet to give a purple tint to the tail. So this cloak is, yeah, it's working. I can tell you the contrast paints are doing a lot of, did a very good job together with some washes. Thanks a lot, I said, Clint. So we have the poison. I will go for a more striking green in the poison. So this is the contrast green paint. You can use just a little bit of yellow. Ah, I think so. Yeah, I did. Yes. Ah, I didn't know him. Yeah, I did not recognize him. I didn't know. And he stopped doing videos. Yeah, there are a lot of guys that that inspired me at the beginning that they stopped doing videos. It's not easy to. I guess you know the same as me. It's not easy to maintain a YouTube channel. If you really want the channel to work, it's very demanding. And to work, I mean not to make money because it's not. It's just if you want it to that the people can reach your channel. It's very demanding to have a YouTube channel. People underestimate how difficult it is sometimes to have a YouTube channel. So, of the people that was doing YouTube when I started, I don't think there are many surviving today. And some of them disappeared for a while and then they were back. So, yeah, you need a lot of consistency, some luck that to make it work, and a lot of work on edition. That is, for example, my weak point. And this is just a hobby for me, the YouTube channel. So I cannot invest a lot of money in either. So I don't have the best editing programs and so on. But yeah, I want to make a video about what means to have a channel, right? Because it's a lot of work behind. And even like that can be sometimes quite discouraging because you make a video thinking that people will like it and then you realize that it's arriving to nowhere. And sometimes it's the opposite. You make a video that you think it's not going to be that popular and then it's being more popular than what you were expecting. So it's something that I'm still struggling after a lot of years is to understand if a video will work or not. Yeah. Yeah, and I was watching a lot of fantasy in that moment. There was a channel in fantasy very popular that was Once Bitten that I like it a lot. How this person was doing the videos and as well once once fantasy was killed, he disappeared completely. There are channels I follow from the beginning, like Edic Beer 40k. Yeah, maybe they will return. I don't know because yeah, there was another person was doing Skaven mainly. Like he moved to the ninth age, but because I'm not following the ninth age, yeah, then I lost as well interest. But yeah, the move from fantasy to Age of Sigmar impacted a lot of channels that were doing fantasy. Yeah, you're going to play against Edic Beer, so it's going to be orcs against Necrons. You have to tell me when you put this battle report online to be sure that I don't miss it. He's a very nice. Well, I find him to be very nice guy, Edic, and also very inspiring channel, I think. Yeah, I would love to be. Yeah, it's something that you miss, right? From here, it's most of the, of course, English-speaking YouTubers are in UK or in US, right? So it's difficult to meet you, all of you. So although Belgium is not that far, but it's not easy for me with a family to just say I go to UK for a game. Yeah, he's a very positive guy. I agree. Very positive for the community as well. Yeah, maybe you're hearing my dog in the background. Yeah, I never enter on the. I always follow it. I'm looking for what people were doing because they were super interesting projects, but I never entered. The point is, terrain is not one of my main passions, and I was doing other projects at the same time, so I did not want to stop my project at the moment on time. Maybe I should have entered, but I did not at the moment on time. So I'm happy to see that you are playing more and more between YouTubers. I think it's very interesting to see. Maybe in the future, one day I should go to England and play against different of people there. Oh, I will look. Once it's uploaded, I will make a look to the video. It's been for a while that I don't play 40,000. In my case, depends. It goes by sometimes depending on the moment. Sometimes I have a lot of games, and then suddenly I don't have any more games. I should. Be more consistent, maybe. Yeah, I don't have games in the horizon. Maybe I should start moving. Well, at least I managed to establish a playing day for Warhammer Underworlds. So it's not the same as 40,000, but it's not bad at all. Let's see, use bottles. Yeah, why? They are not in production anymore. I don't think Age Worship is losing anything, right? Yeah, these things on the recast, on the 3D prints, at the end is, yeah, I don't know. So they also have a good quality. This is the point. Games Workshop have to be careful with these things because they are really threat. Well, sometimes in Blue Ball, I'm looking for when I need a star player or when I need uh, a big guy. I'm looking for alternative brands because Forge Wall is a pain for me. I think they should sell Forge Wall in the same way that they are selling the other minerals. Yeah, some of these, I mean, some of these people, the casting or making resin miniatures, they can do quite a decent quality at the end, quite a good quality. Even the 3D print today have improved a lot, right? It's really a threat that Games Workshop should not underestimate. The question is if the 3D printers will be able to keep low cost or not. Yeah. So I'm quite happy in this session how much I advanced on the paint job. And this guy only had 2 base colors applied. I had very little done on this guy at the beginning of the show. And now it's almost done. Yeah, no, I understand you completely. So if they stop it, but yeah, there is no, they don't give too many options to do, right? I don't think this threatens the production either of Games Workshop, right? Something that they will not do anymore. I mean, they do. The end is something that they have to auto-adjust, right? If they go very expensive and they will need to adjust, right? In terms of making more news or mm, adjusting the prices. So the real competition of Games Workshop today is and in the future will be the 3D printers. I will say not even anymore China Forge. 3D printers will be able to do more and more alternative miniatures. So it's a watch out for Games Workshop. And it's something Games Workshop will need to deal with. Because at the end, the people can do alternative miniatures, right? For the game. If you play at home, okay, I can play with official miniatures or I can play with a third party miniatures, right? And there are third party miniatures for almost everything. Maybe the Marines is more difficult because there is a lot of IP and then you can be close, but nobody can forbidden you to make Skavens, right? Radmans. I mean, Radmans are something that are super generic. Why somebody will forbidden to do this? And this is something that Games Workshop will need to deal with. I'm going to stretch a little bit more the highlights on this cave. And eliminate this white. And when I say Games Workshop, all the companies will have this. Yeah, I agree. So the only thing is, and this is the thing I'm still hesitating, is the 3D print. If you think about productivity, is worse, much worse than a mold, right? So a mold needs a lot of investment. This is why Games Workshop have to put some. But once you have done the investment, the production can be faster and cheaper than the 3D print. But what is important is this initial investment, because the initial investment you need on a mold, we are talking about maybe 200,000 euros for a mold. So it's a lot of investment. This is why most of the small companies, they only can work in resin. Resin, the production is more expensive than plastic, but the capital investment you need to do is much lower. And 3D print is the other extreme, right? It's almost very little investment to nothing, because you only have to invest in, well, you need the computers and the 3D printers, but if you want to keep a big productivity, you will need a lot of 3D printers, because the productivity of the printers are not fast. So on this, I'm still thinking they will need to arrive to, yeah, I guess. I guess if Games Workshop is still losing business, there was a moment that they will need to adjust the prices. I think very similar to what they did in Blood Bowl, right? What they did in Blood Bowl was very aggressive. They went with the prices that were much lower than the other teams in resin on metal. Right? When I was looking for alternative teams, I realized, yeah, you can have a complete team in one go, but the team of resin was in the order of 100 euros, 80 to 100 euros, right? While a team from Games Workshop at the moment was on the order of 30. You will not have a complete team, but you can buy 2 boxes and you have more than a complete team. Or you just buy the additional players on a third company, as I did. But at the end, the additional players almost cost me the same as the original team. So Games Workshop will have the same to do the same type of a strategy, right? When they see that the 3D printer starts threatening them too much, is to put the cost low enough that the people is not interested anymore on the 3D prints. And I think what the 3D print it's really bringing much cheaper is on when you want characters. This is where the injection is struggling, and this is why they put a lot of things to Forge Wall. When are the big guys or the star players in Blood Bowl or something like that? Because if you want to put them in plastic, the investment is too high, and you are not guaranteed that you will recover the cost of the mold. So this is why they keep Forge Wall for some of these miniatures that they don't expect to sell enough volume to justify a mold. The question is if Forge Wall should change instead to 3D print and be even cheaper. for these characters. Yeah, I will look this video. I will make a look to this one. I mean, at the end, all depends on how many miniatures are you expecting to sell, and based on that, then you make your judgment on how much capital you need to invest. I was not happy with the look of the poison. So this is just, I used yellow and would be mixed, and now it's better. A bit more. Now we can use this to make some reflections. Later on we are going to paint this with varnish. Yeah, it's too much. It's too expensive. And the reason I think is because they have to pay the mold. And when they do the numbers, is the price. So they need to. I think they will change again. And Finecast was a big flop. They will never go back to Finecast because it was really very bad. But I think they should find a solution that is cheaper than what they offer today. Because it's where they have. I think is where they are risking their business on the characters. Characters, you can find very good quality, a much cheaper cost in 3D prints in more of the cases. And when I say characters, it's third players in, and this is a problem. Because this can cause that a lawyer customer, then move to a different company. Yeah, Failcast was really, really bad. What a mistake from Indrusher. And I have my old Velacor in Failcast. You have to be careful that it's not close to a heating system, that is not close to the sun. Yeah, it's real unstable resin that you have to be super careful. So yeah. Let's do last thing. I'm watching the time because it's almost 8 here and I'm getting close to dinner time. I should do something for dinner. And I need to give a walk to my dog. But I want to first test how the net will look like. I'm using now Baneblade Brown. This is going to be a matter of passion, being patient and just following the strings of the net and highlighting them. the other side, plastic is such a good material to work with. I mean, the glue for plastic is excellent. No, I don't have Disney. I'm not subscribed to the Disney Plus. So I'm completely disconnected from the Disney series at this moment. I was thinking to subscribe, but I'm subscribed to so many things. I don't have time to watch all the things I would like to see. So I mainly have Netflix at home. At least yesterday, I went to the cinema and I watched Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange. Yeah, I agree. It's also one of my favorite characters in Star Wars. Yeah, I would like to have the Disney Channel to be able to Disney whatever it's called Disney platform to be able to watch the Marvel and the Star Wars series. But on the other side, I also have good shows that I like in Netflix. So it's, this is a way to work, John. Maybe I should do that. Subscribe for 1 month, watch everything, and then This is a good point. Then I minimize my expenses on digital platforms. That's a good one. I'm very glad that it worked for you, John. I'm really glad. Yeah, I'm really happy because yeah, at the end is the purpose of this channel to help other people on the hobby journey. So really happy to hear that was useful. Hi, and if you don't, if yeah, I wanted to stop here. I think I've been streaming for quite a lot. I've been streaming for more than 3 hours now. So I think it's time for me to stop here. Also to move out of this chair. 3 hours on this chair is a little bit painful now. I will need to stretch and to give a walk to my dog. But first I want to thank all the people who have come here, Clint, John, Caleb, Regis. So I really appreciate you for passing by, and yeah, I'm glad that yeah, the best thing I can the thing that is rewarding me is to hear when I see that some people yeah, it's helped by my comments. So that's all for now. So thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. See you. Bye.